Welcome to X-Men, right here at the Comicstorian channel. And today, we're going to be going into the new direction for the X-Men with X-Force issue number 1. This is still the Black Ops team of the X-Men, and I've always loved them. If you're curious how we got to this point in the X-Men history, check out our House of X, Powers of X explained video. But otherwise, you're currently at the Comicstorian channel, where we take some of your favorite pop culture universes, be it a video game where we tell you what happened in that game, a movie where we give you a synopsis, or a comic book where we turn it into an audio drama allowing you to understand what happened in your favorite pop culture universe. With the X-Men coming through with a recent revamp, we thought it would be fun to go through some of the new issue number 1s while we as a community find the ones that we enjoy. So if you like this, let me know in the comments down below what other X-Men new books you want me to cover. And also consider following me at Twitter at Comicstorian, where you can tell me which X-Men books you want me to go cover. But today, let's get rolling with X-Force number 1. As the dark room fills with people, a man with a peacock tattoo on his arm holds out a knife telling them, "There is us and there is them." To make certain that none of us are them, we'll begin a purity test, and all that requires is a little blood. If any of you are to test positive for the X gene, you will be scrubbed away. As all of the masked attendees make small cuts into their fingers, one woman pauses, and a large enforcer stands over her and she tells him, "Right, guess I should take the gloves off, huh?" And as she does, she reveals a pale white hand. The enforcer grabs her by the shoulder and the woman tells him, "It took a lot of luck getting in here, but it's going to take a lot more to get out." And Domino takes the knife, stabbing it into the enforcer's hand, and then begins to take out the rest of the attendees. Before she could finish her mission, though, the enforcer grabs her by the collar, slamming her down through the table. Domino's mask is ripped off, and the man with the peacock tattoo holds up a knife, stating, "To make certain that none of us are one of them, we require blood." Meanwhile, on the island of Krakoa, Beast walks through the forest, taking samples of the land. As he picks up his next sample, he can hear a low, rumbling growl. And just then, a large creature leaps out of the shadows, tackling him to the ground. The creature tries to take a bite out of Beast, but before it could do any damage, there's a schnitt, and Wolverine jumps down next to them. Beast shouts for him to wait, and a few seconds later, the creature runs off. Wolverine retracts his claws, telling him, "That thing almost made you into lunch. We're supposed to just let it be?" Beast gets up, telling him that he just wants to know what it is. Krakoa is supposed to be a refuge for all. Wolverine then tells him, "Every flower-filled meadow's got a hawk or a wolf or a snake lingering nearby waiting for a taste. There's always a predator. Whatever the hell that thing was, I didn't see it coming, and that's because I felt sheltered, safe. That's what Krakoa does. Makes everyone feel safe, and when you're safe, you're soft." Elsewhere, Black Tom sits connected to his throne by vines, stating, "I can hear you. There's something out there, yeah? Something that doesn't belong." A psychic voice tells him that there's a disturbance on the northwest shore. So Black Tom hurries along the coast with the other mutants when one mentions that everyone is supposed to come through the gates. "We can't trust people who don't come through the gates." And Black Tom tells them, it's not that they're wrong, it's just that the rules don't apply to Kitty Pryde and her marauders. She sails up in a ragged tugboat, and Black Tom punches into the ground to create a makeshift dock out of stone with a psychic voice telling him that there's something on that boat. Black Tom says that it's black market goods, Kitty's smuggling. They might have to get themselves a taste of that, and the voice says no, not that. So Black Tom asks, "What is it, Gray?" Jean floats down, telling him that that boat, it's full of pain. Kitty walks up, stating that they would have gone through the gates, but the ground is crawling with tanks and the sky is screaming with jets. However rough the boat looks, the refugees are worse. It's more than bullets and bombs. Jean tells her that she knows. Chemical weapons. "Thank you for getting them here." Kitty rubs her neck, telling her, "Actually, there's someone else that you should be thanking. Someone who doesn't want to see any more hurt." That's when Jean sees him, and she calls out to the bullet-ridden Colossus. Elsewhere, Professor X psychically tells Sage that it's been more than a week since Cerebro lost contact with Domino. Sage asks if he wants her to double-check the system and see if somehow she turned up. Charles waits, and after a few moments, Sage says that she's sorry. She looked through the island database, but she came up with nothing. But if anything changes, she'll be sure to. But Charles walks through the portal, telling her, "I know you will." Meanwhile, at the healing gardens, Healer tends to the people, stating that there are so many injured, all unconscious with conditions ranging from stable to serious. He can't ask anyone where it hurts, but maybe she can. Jean connects to Colossus's mind, stating that she can see a corpse with flies flying in and out of the open mouth, and a silo on fire, and a barn on fire, and livestock on fire. and Colossus is holding a child while the soldiers shoot him from behind. Jean turns to Healer, telling him that she can't see where they hurt because they hurt everywhere. And a short while later, Black Tom looks up in the sky to see a shining light and asks Sage if she could take a look. Sage tells him that she's aware. The monitor is acting up a bit, but it looks like Domino. Could she be back? And that's when Charles walks out of the portal and Black Tom walks up to him, telling him that he doesn't like it, not one bit. All of this coming and going without Black Tom knowing the who, the where, and the why. That's what he came here to talk about. You can talk to dirt, right? The dirt needs to talk back. Sometimes we get a feeling, right? Like the worms are twisting inside. I've got that feeling right now and it's a bad one. Can we really trust anyone who washes up on our shore? Charles tells him that identification and categorizing is Safe's business. And Black Tom tells him, no, it's more than that. It's more than just fingerprints and ink. It's about what's inside their skulls and their hearts. Charles stops him as a young mutant, a flaming flower, asks if he knows that some of the council argued against him serving as the island's ward. He assured them that he could be trusted. He assured them that they can be trusted. All mutants can be trusted. We're in this together. Krakoa is not a prison. Krakoa is both a refuge and our fortress. You would do well to welcome our friends. But before Charles could finish, a red laser appears on the mother of the mutant girl, followed by a gut-wrenching splurge. The sounds of gunfire can be heard, and Black Tom grabs Charles, telling him, Black Tom said to run like hell! Don't look back! Across the way, a group of assassins begin to shoot at all the refugees, and Black Tom charges in, asking one of the assassins, You came here for a fight! Well, you're not just fighting Black Tom. You're fighting the teeth and the claws of all of Krakoa. Up ahead, Charles is trying to get a read on the invaders. And as he scans, he sees a psionic block preventing him from gathering any information. He then stops, seeing everyone in pain, shouting that he can't leave. Not at a time like this. Not when he is at the finish line. Back with the others, Wolverine runs through the area with his claws out, asking, Where is he? Where's? But before he could finish, one of the assassins asks, Are you looking for me? And he opens fire, shooting through Wolverine. But before the assassin could finish Wolverine off, Beast jumps up with his claws, ripping away at the shooter. Wolverine gets back up before the bullet wounds have a chance to stop smoking, and Beast tells him, I'm afraid what you said is true. There are indeed always predators. As everyone regroups, Wolverine, Jean, and Beast begin their search for Charles. And Jean tells him that they're on their way, but up ahead, Charles is now standing in an open field with one of the assassins pointing a gun at him. Charles says to the man, I know that this isn't easy to accept, but we are your only chance at, and that's when the shot is fired. Wolverine screams in rage as he charges at the assassin, and he begins to slam his claws into him. Beast runs over, pulling him off, shouting, We need someone left alive to question. We need to understand who's responsible here. As the forest falls silent, Sage calls out to everyone, asking, It's not possible, right? Anyone? I'm looking at the census and I don't understand. Somebody, anybody, please tell me what's wrong. Tell me that Krakoa is wrong. And in the field, Charles's Cerebro helmet lays smoking with a single shot through the forehead. And that concludes X-Force. Now, I'm going to be doing X-Force, X-Men, and probably Fallen Angels, at least the issues 1s, maybe issue 2. If you guys want me to do more of the ongoing X-Men storyline, this is your chance to speak up. We're going to do a test, like I said, with X-Force, X-Men, and Fallen Angels. X-Men is the general book. X-Force is more the Black Ops book, and where Charles Xavier just took a bullet to the head. And we have Fallen Angels, which is about X-23, one of my favorite characters in the X-Men universe. So let me know in the comments down below if you want more X-Men and which X-Men book you potentially want. Do you want New Mutants? Do you want Excalibur? Do you want all of these books? This is your chance to let us know. And you can also let us know by subscribing to this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for notifications. And don't forget, you can also go ahead and go follow us on Twitter, where we can talk about what you're enjoying about the new X-Men run and what you want to see about it and basically everything. I don't know what else to say, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little more cerebral. It's a little more thinky. It's a little more trying to get you on board. But what it really boils down to is Krakoa is not as safe as everyone wanted it to be. And we're going to see what happens to that in the future. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time right here. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. And enjoy.